What's up, guys? Bullfire the Fell-Handed here, bringing you the Art of the STB 1 Part 10. Here we are, spawning on the left side. The Reds are spawning on the right side. Fjords standard battle. Now, what I typically like to do in this medium, any medium really, is go left flank, go cover the gap there. If you don't, you end up getting swamped by Reds. You've got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. Why not us? And you know, you have to be very careful because that flank can often turn into a bloodbath. You know, you see two guys over there and you're like, oh, hey, we can take them, and then boom, you've got loads of guys everywhere. There's nothing you can do. You're getting shit on, you know. So you have to be very cautious. You have to know when to cut out. You have to know when to push. You have to have tanker's intuition in knowing in which to do whatever. So you have to be very cautious. You don't want to go in too hard. You don't want to go in too soft, because if you go in too soft, everybody else is going to get all your damage, all your kills. So it's catch-22, my friend. What are you going to do? Well, you know what? Maybe I can show you what to do. I can give you an idea, and maybe, you know, make your general tanking experience a bit better. Maybe give you some ideas that you hadn't thought of before, and that's kind of what we're going to do here. Now, please keep in mind, I do not have 6 cents at this time. You know, you're not going to see any little before part 10 on the STB because I don't have any skills to show. Yes, I'm that guy. I cash the tank out. I have no skills. It's just riding bareback. Now, of course, granted, this video was taken a couple of weeks ago. I have 6 cents by now, but that obviously needs to be your first skill you need to get in any tank, not just a heavy. You know, any tank you need to get 6 cents first. So right now, you know, we're going to make perfect use of our depression here. Granted, of course, not on this side shot here, but we're going to see if we can't poke up and just kind of tap this guy a little bit. Just let him know we're thinking about him and pull out. End up taking our, what is that, our driver hit right off the gate. So not a good way to start out the battle. Now, this corner here is getting a little heavy. And like I said, it's either going to get heavy or you're just going to roll through it. So, you know, you need to play it very safe. You need to play it very close to the chest. You don't want to hand over too much damage unnecessarily right off the gate. This guy here is in a perfect position, the guy I'm shooting at, to just take shots at us. The downside is, once he is in there, he is committed. He is not leaving that hole unless the push on this side wins, and the Reds did not win this push. So that's the only downside I have of going in that hole. Bounced around there off the heavy off the side. Not really exactly sure what happened there, but you know what? We had plenty more rounds where that came from. I feel free to poke out here after I see the entire firing line there open up. The 45 Bravo here is not looking at me at all, allowing me to put rounds in his soft side there. And you know, we've just got the solid firing line here, just straight lined up, and we're going to go ahead and try to track this guy where we were successful there. So maybe, you know what, the rest of our guys can put some rounds in him. We had a good shot there, lined up to track him again, and of course he died already. So, you know, the idea here is, you know, if you go for the road wheel there, you can end up tracking somebody and as well as pulling off some damage. So, you know, we're being very successful over here. We're all doing some damage. We're all making some things happen. This is a very decisive area here as far as combat goes. Very decisive. If one side pushes it very hard, you know, it's going to be an open and shut case. And right now, that's exactly what just happened. We pushed it very hard. We just completely overwhelmed them. And, you know, they're on the losing side. I mean, we've lost a few guys, and they've lost a good deal of their force. And, you know, it has to do with the fact that we outnumbered them more or less. We outnumbered them, we out-tanked them, so on and so forth. So right now we're in combat here with an E5 that, unless you were living in a cave, has gotten a massive buff the last few updates. I think they buffed it and then they said, that's not good enough, let's buff it again. So the E5 right now in the game is probably the best tier 10 heavy. Of course, until the Japanese heavies come out, and I don't know, not being a heavy driver, how awesome they will or will not be. But for right now, the E5 is awesome, and that's kind of our priority target. The armor on those things is just ridiculous. So he's kind of holding us up right here. We're going for some cap shots. We've got a YAG off in the distance, just bounced around off my front plate there, or turret, what have you. So I decided not to press my luck any further and back my ass back down the hill. Now, when you're in a position like this and you've got guys on the other side there, instead of deciding to push, you can just post up and wait, because the rest of the force is going to be on them shortly. You don't have to rush into things. Nobody says you have to just straight get in there and rush straight into combat. So you need to take everything slow and not just say, oh, I'm here, I gotta get this guy, it's gotta be me that kills him. No, this is the point where you say, hey, I've taken a few hits, I'm a little low on my health, why not let someone else take it? So the YAG here, I just fired around, put him in his track there, and now I'm literally looking inside of his tank. I was almost afraid for some reason it would bounce, since I am physically shooting him on the inside out. Anyway, finish off the YAG there. Now, the other YAG, I have plans to roll him. Last I looked, he was heading for the hills. Well, lo and behold, at some point, he tucked in and decided to turn around. So right there, I take a round at him, and I'm just following him like any good frenzied STB driver, and he turns around and apparently gets ready to repel my attack, if you will. And he does so excellently, if I may say so myself. I am burning through the woods here, just dying to just leap on him and tear him apart. I just peek over because, I'm always nervous somebody's just going to hit me, and I see him and I'm like, oh, let me get a shot in, and then of course he kills me. Guys, thank you for watching the Art of the STB 1 Part 10. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share.